The new update is right upon us, and I'm going to show you everything you need to do in order to prepare for it. If this video helps you guys out, please go ahead and subscribe. It means the world to me, and I'm trying to get these videos as fast as possible to you guys so you can do it as early as possible. We're going to go over a bunch of things from crafting, how to actually prepare and make your pickaxe right before the update, as well as what you should carry on with you. The next update coming inside of the game, as you probably all know now, is going to be another expansion. We're getting a brand new world, and we're going out of the Frostfire expanse. Finally, bro, I am so tired of being in this world. It is about time we leave. But there's a few things I'm going to recommend you guys fully check off your bucket list before we get there. Because if you don't, it's just going to make the new world a whole lot harder to grind. First things first is getting money in the game. This is a super easy topic because I feel like I made a million videos on this by now. But you want to get a lot of money before this update. And there's a really easy way to do it. And I'm going to do it real quick. If you want to earn a lot of cash, you simply want to come to this little area right here in the center of the map, and you will literally just gather the mobs and just keep killing them over and over again. If you do struggle to do this, I have made videos on how to prevent yourself from ever dying. This is technically the best way to make money, and I actually need to do it myself because, as you can see, I only have 600k. This is not enough for the brand new update. The developers leaked these brand new pickaxes that are coming out, and I'm showing you how to get all of them before they are even here. As you saw in World 3, there was a drastic change. There was actually 6 pickaxes introduced, and there'll probably be a lot inside of this new World 2, but the prices go up quickly. It goes from 200k all the way to 1.35 million, and then 2 million over where the prismatic was, and then even more after some updates. So if I have to recommend any amount you should take with you to this update, it is going to be 4.5 million bare minimum. In the current world, you do actually have to finish Sensei Moro's quest in order to actually get access to, buy certain pickaxes. So it's actually going to cost you more than just the price of one of these. I do hope, though, that the developers don't really bring that into the next world, because I feel like a lot of people are just hoping to, be able to take advantage of their money. But who knows? They do want us playing throughout the entire update. But this 4.5 million is what you directly want to bring in the new updates, and not everything that you're going to need in this video for everything I'm going to show you, because some things are also going to cost you even more money. But tip number 2 is to actually head on over to the shop and go to the code section, because you want to go ahead and try to get yourself one of these very important races. And that race is actually going to be right here. It is the Goblin race. And the only reason I'm asking you to get this guy and none of the rest is very important. When the Frostfire Expanse was first introduced, the developers actually went ahead and added the Archangel race, which is the one I'm currently using, and it has a lot of buffs with it. Because of this, I highly recommend you don't really re-roll, and the reason why you only want to get Goblin is because Goblin gives you a 10% discount while you're buying like pickaxes. It's very good, and considering these pickaxes are going to be very expensive, you're going to be able to save a lot of money. I believe there's also still a code you can redeem, Forge Weekend 2. Actually, no, the code has expired. For some reason in their Discord, it still doesn't say it's expired, but if any new ones come out, I'll definitely be sure to let you guys know. However, if you do have this Goblin thing, just save your rerolls. I promise you, it's much more worth it to wait till the next update. Tip number 3. This one is going to cost you guys a little bit of cash, and it's actually not that bad at all. For this one, you want to head over to the brand new area, because if you don't know, with this update, we got a really OP potion, and that potion is this one right here, the fungi mushroom, which is actually restockable. So the developers have made it to where this thing does restock at the island, but you have to actually head over all the way to this island, which if you have one of like the angel races, or I think even demon, you are able to just hop on over there. It's a little bit difficult to do. Sometimes you're gonna die, but here we go. Come on, please. Okay, there we go. We barely made it. If not, you can just pay the coin knight to go through the fairy guy, but I personally don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna use this method. And you basically want to just find the center of this area. And don't worry, there's actually 2 things or 3 things that are very good inside of this area. So we're going to be able to finish a couple tasks, but you just want to run around until you find the 4-way corner. You'll come up to it very quickly. I'm actually struggling here a little bit. Yeah, hello, please. Okay, here it is. As you can see, when you find these 4 directions, that means you have made it to where the merchant is. And in one of the directions, there will be this fungi guy. You basically talk to him, open the shop, and just buy a bunch of these fungi potions to hold on to. I believe there's a max for this. I'm not quite sure. Maybe not, because technically I have 17 right now. Yeah, so I don't know if there's a max, but this is very good. I mean, look at the perks for yourself. You get 20% faster mining, 15% extra mining damage, 15% extra luck, all for 600 seconds, which is equivalent to, I believe, 10 minutes. So come on, bro. It just doesn't get much better than that. It is actually just barely worse than the Christmas potion, which this one, it does literally basically the same stuff, except a little bit higher in the luck boost, and it's for 900 seconds. Definitely take advantage on it, bro. Stock up, especially if you got a bunch of extra cash. And while we're in this area, I can show you guys the next tip. You want to go ahead and continue on searching this area until you find it to the end, where the angel pickaxe is. Perfect. I luckily was able to find it very fast. It changes every single day, but you actually want to go ahead, finish the quest for these NPCs. What you don't want to do is currently buy this pickaxe. If you don't have the heavenly pickaxe already, I don't recommend you buy it. It's honestly a little too late. Just wait for the next update. But when you actually take the quest of these NPCs, they give you some really good amounts of money once you complete them. To complete them, you basically just have to kill a bunch of the NPCs inside of the maze, so very easy to do. And there's a repeatable NPC quest at the start where, you know, you originally come in through the rope and called it the Masked Stranger. If you do her quest, you can do it every single 24 hours from the time you complete it, and she gives you a ton of cash. So it's the best cash earning method inside of the games if you haven't done it yet for the day. Oh, and tip number 5, if you haven't done it yet, buy some of these recipes here. There's actually a select few that are very good that you're gonna want to have probably before the next update. I will say this is more of a real end game type of thing, so if you're not there yet, don't even worry about this too much. Some of the best ones are the Dark Knight Gauntlets, which as you can see has a DPS of 19.76. This is actually what's important, and Dark Knight Gauntlets are found in the shop and they're the best. There is also pretty close ones like the Night Spear up there. You got things like the Excalibur. It's very good, but you know, it's pretty difficult to get. But then there's also things like, you know, the Colossal Terrorblade, the Gem Blade. They're good, except, you know, these things will obviously have a lower attack speed, but their DPS is still very high. And the last one I recommend is the Hook Blade over here. I did make a whole video on, like, the best recipes, you know, to use for this type of stuff, and I highly recommend you guys check them out. I mean, there's this video right here. This one is really good. This video over here is really good if you want to fight the boss, which I'm going to get into. And then this will also make you the current sword that I'm using, which also very good. Talking about bosses, that leads me on to tip number 7. Bosses have been quite a tremendous important part of the game because one thing they can actually give you is tier 2 ruins, and as you can see, some are Frostpeck, Shield Dust, and the Miner Shard. The Miner Shard is, in my opinion, the best because if you get multiple things on your Miner Shard, such as this one, you know, Swift Mining and Mind Power, that's really good. If you can get some, I mean, literally will only come with one perk, even though they're mining shard too, so just be aware of that. These suck. But that leads me on to say that I highly recommend you guys go ahead, take advantage of this every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes you get a 15-second time limit to actually enter the boss fight and do it. The boss gives you 20,000 cash raw, which is pretty decent. But on top of that, you have a chance of getting some very good ores. I mean, you can get the Miner Shards, like I said, but you can also get the Golem Heart, which has a 10x multiplier and has some pretty good passive perks. And you might be, well, like, numerous. Won't these be useless once the update comes out? Because, you know, we're going to have a lot brand new stuff, blah, blah, blah. Well, fun fact, for the first time, the developers have said no. As you know, from going from World 2, you know, we had the Cobalt, which is like a 1x thing. This is the worst thing in World 2, right? Well, the worst thing in World 3 is is a far better than that. It's a 2.6 times X multiplier, meaning there was plenty of power creep inside the update. Personally, I am a decent fan of power creep. I'm not gonna lie. I know it sounds bad, but I feel like it gives new players a bigger chance to catch up if they just get access to the world. But I do understand a lot of people don't like it, which is okay. Ada herself, one of the community managers, says we are not going to put a power creep, and that is in regards to this brand new update that's going to come out with World 4. I gotta say, the developers have been heavily dragging the leaks. I mean, they're talking about new boss designs, new challenges with, like, you know, the NPCs having different weapons and stuff. But all of this yap, no release date, no idea when the update is coming out. I mean, every question Ada is asked, is there going to be a fifth world? I don't know. When is low graphic mode coming out? I don't know. Do you know when the update is? No, I don't know. No offense to Ada, but I feel like if she's the community manager of the game, I would hope that they're telling the community manager when the update is at least estimated to come out. My hopes are really for this weekend because, like I said, the game is taking a massive downturn and it's very bad for it. The game is currently sitting at 34,000 players at the time I'm recording. I have never seen a game in my 8 years on Roblox come back to life after it has been dropped in player count this much because the developers have not updated. I know they're trying to make the best update in the world, but sometimes a smaller update in little parts is better than having one giant update. After all, they did wait so long to introduce World 3, which ended up killing the game pretty hard. But I'm gonna say here, if the game does not update this weekend, it's dead forever. There's no saving it at that point. Some people will agree with me and a lot of people won't, but I'm just saying that's my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I'm totally interested in hearing. But on to tip number 8. Tip number 8 is a pretty simple one, but I think this one a lot of people kind of lack on. And this is actually inside your inventory. You want to go ahead and sell majority of your essences. And I mean, literally just go ahead, like list all of them over here. And then what you're basically going to do is take out a bit out of the most important ones. For example, if you're trying to get your items to, you know, the level 6 where they get all the perk slots or whatever, you want to have a decent bit of these. So once the update comes out, you're able to actually do that and you don't run out. What I personally recommend is you take out about 200 of every single category. Tiny essence, you could honestly take a little bit less. And then for everything else, you just want to go ahead, simply sell it. I mean, if I were to go ahead, just sell one of my essences, like let's go ahead and choose the one I have the most of, right? My superior essence. Just by selling my superior essence, I can make 300,000 out of these. But I do also want to keep some once the update comes out. That way I can craft. Tip number 9, put some runes on your pickaxe, bro. Although this one, once again, is more endgame, especially if you have something like the dragon head pickaxe, because it's very expensive to put runes on this thing. And yes, the developer said they're gonna probably change it soon. But you do want to go ahead and put some runes. As you can see, I got mind power, 10% extra damage. That's actually my worst one. But then over here, I have 16% extra luck. And on this third one, I have max mind power and swift mining. As you can see, 12% is max for swift mining. And I believe 15% is max for mind power, and I have both of that on. This pickaxe is pretty good because it allows me to come over here to this little area and actually spam the crit chances and, you know, just get a bunch of ores, maybe some gargantuans, because once again, remember, there will not be a power creep in this new area, so your ores will still be pretty useful, as they promised at least. Ain't not my words, okay? If the developers put a power creep on this stuff, it is not my fault. They said there is not gonna be one, so hopefully that's the case. But if you are going for ores and you want the better ones, I highly recommend you grind down here inside the secret cave. They did make this area significantly better because now it's a lot easier to break the stuff. So yeah, definitely take advantage of this while it lasts. The primary ores that I highly recommend you guys actually carry before this update are going to be things like the Heart of Island, the Stolen Heart if you have it, which by the way, after like 3 weeks, still can't get this. Devs, please make that easier, bro. It's literally a quest line item and I can't get it, but I got the Stolen or Heart of the Island. But some Gargantuan is important, some Heavenite. I don't have this because I don't really grind those rocks that it comes from. Some some Sturia Falls are also very important. And last but not least, I highly recommend you either get the Evil Eye or the Void Star. Evil Eye is better because although its perks aren't that great, it has a 13.3x multiplier, so I recommend it. You'll get this passively, but you also want to go ahead and get some Void Stars. This one has some pretty good perks, and it's almost used on like every recipe in the game, bro. You can also get some Etherealite, but other than that, you won't need any. Maybe a few Eyesight. That way, you can do the infinite freeze glitch that I talked about in one of my videos. Oh my god, I'm running out of breath. Next super important thing, tip number like 11 or 10, I don't know what it is, but this luck boost right here, go ahead and max this thing out. To get max 40% extra luck, you have to spend 100 hours played, and to be honest, it's very easy to do. You literally just AFK in the game, bro. If you're gonna go poop, don't leave the game, dog. Just leave your game running, even if you're not mining anything. Just let it do its thing. This is also a lot easier to do now because there's a little slot or a spot inside of the game that you can just sit at and just auto mine. This will count towards your time. You're gonna get a bunch of ores, but you're also gonna get a full inventory, so be careful of that. Yo, can I just get like a gold mine out of these two little things over here that I'm mining, bro? Come on, please bless me. Okay, we got nothing out of that. Floating crystal, please. Gargantuan or whatever the best thing you can give me is. And nope, it looks like it is just more trash. There we go. We're hitting like all the crits too, bro. Are we serious? And as a bonus tip, since I'm very thankful for you guys watching this far into the video, please subscribe if you haven't yet, by the way. But for this last tip, I highly recommend you guys go ahead and get this Briar Notch Ruin. Not just this one, but also Drainage. The NPCs these come from aren't too easy to get. I forgot what it was, to be honest. One of them is like the Reaper inside the last area, so not bad, but it does take a lot of time and you do actually have to go in that area. But the reason why you need these is because these are substantially good for your armor, and it's actually what lets you heal in the middle of the fight, whether you're fighting the boss, just a bunch of NPCs, or some guy that you should not be able to kill. It literally lets you win the fight. And well, the better your armor, the more you life steal, so it's just good overall, and I highly recommend you go for it. But if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead quickly watch this video on the screen right here. YouTube went ahead, picked it for you because they really think you're gonna like it, so pick it fast before this video is ending because it's about to end right now. 3, 2, 1, hurry, pick it. Bye.